fucking slap you. There we go. So, I'm not going to speak too much because I'm going to hand it over to Rose, who's a storyteller, DM. What's?
Keeper.
It was Dungeon Mummy. That's what it was.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I remember from last session.
Dungeon Mum.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying that, but okay.
That's a side hustle. We
No,
don't talk about that.
I don't know what, but I remember something like that.
Oh my god, what are you telling everybody?
Sorry, God.
Oh my god.
But
terrible.
We are finishing off the first of 2 Call of Cthulhu mini campaigns that Rosie's hosting, and tonight is most likely going to be, and should be, the finale.
Oh.
Act 3, titled Renewal and Rebirth.
Me 3.
Sorry guys, one of the monsters arrived early.
Cthulhu has awoken, fucking hell.
Come out the door, go over there. Shoot. Right, it's okay, they've left.
Liam, do you not understand the concept of the fucking mute button?
No, we established this because he talks to himself on mute for about 30 fucking minutes. So
no, he's aware of its existence, but does he understand the concept behind of its application?
No.
Right. I'm going to immediately now...
It's a cult, I tell you. Just like the Moonies or the homosexuals or the elderly.
I'm going to hand over to Rose, who can do the talking about what happened last time and how we're starting off this time. Take her away, boys. I'm going to put tabletop audio on while I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Are you finished, Danny?
I said take it away.
Oh, he's finished, alright.
Yeah. Am I muted?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So, hello everybody. As Danny has explained, I am the Keeper of Arcane Lore for this final, finale. So, as Danny has explained, this is the first of 2 parts of 2 small, mini campaigns. This one, our brave band of investigators unknowingly bonded together through a seance of sorts by a medium. A pair of parents reached out to their dead son, hoping for answers. However, the answer that the table received was one of confusion and horror, as your medium spewed black bile onto the table. After this, you were then summoned to her rooms the next day, upon which you were given a small, mission of sorts to look into the disappearance of her sister. After that, you went to the boarding house, I believe was the appropriate the word at the time, to uncover what might have happened to her sister. Upon doing so, you met some interesting ladies who proceeded to tell you that one of the other young women that were working in the house had been taken recently to a institution of sorts. One that, is quite infamous in, I think all of us here can say that we know what Bedlam is, right?
Pretty much.
The woman also went on to explain that the 2 girls had been sent to a party, but then was reluctant to give any information. Following this thread, the party went to Bedlam Hospital through, not really a disguise, but more through connections that one of your own had. Mr. Wilfred Wang, who was an orderly at Bedlam Hospital of sorts. Not a doctor, never a doctor, but
I like it.
Somebody.
Specify that.
Not a doctor. the investigators then managed to get their way into the hospital, found their way to young Mercy's room, and after talking to her a little bit, she essentially told you guys where you needed to go. Was it? It was definitely Mercy that told you where it was, wasn't it? It wasn't the guy. I can't remember now. Never mind. The information
I believe it was the guy
It was
that
the guy.
mentioned, because we had the conversation of Herefordshire versus Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire, yes.
Yeah, I know. My geography's really bad,
No,
guys.
that's why I
Jesus.
remember, because I remember that confusion. That's why I remember
Apologies.
who said it.
Mercy told you about the Poppy Gang, if I remember rightly.
Yes, and that was what led
clued
us
you
to
in
the
on
guy, because he's a member, I think he was.
Yes, and was one of two. So you guys knew that two people had been put into Bedlam Hospital on the same day, one of them being Mercy and one of them being this other individual, who then afterwards went to meet after freeing Mercy. By the way, good job, guys. That'll be fun. So, after a short conversation, he obviously told you where you needed to go. Upon which you guys sped into the night, going back to your individual homes, stocking up on various different things, rushing away to, you got all the things that you needed. For most of the party, that was guns or some additional information as per Rosa's task of finding some information within her father's study about an ancient tablet that he'd found. And Wilfred Wang, I think, just read the paper and had a pie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Talking about pies,
He's a fucking
one of the
psychopath.
Talking about pies, one of our other party members, whilst he was fetching his gun, also had a piece of pie, but he's not been feeling well for the past day. Yeah, it would be the day.
Look, I thought leaving it on the shelf for a week would have been okay.
Yeah. He's got a rumbling in his tummy that would not stop. So, the investigators rushed off into the night in a carriage drawn by one of Rosa's father's servants, men, I don't know. The group, like I say, sped through the countryside. After noticing as well that someone was following you, you took a more indirect route. Eventually, you made your way to a small junction in the road. Heading further on would take you into town and in the direction of the home that you know where the two girls met. Well, whatever fate they had met that night. Or to turn left. Head further into a small copse of trees, which is the avenue you guys took, noticing the small lights moving and dancing amongst the trees. Upon coming to this area, you started to notice carriage after carriage after carriage after carriage that seemed to have been abandoned in a slightly overgrown kind of lot next to an old abbey in disrepair. Light seemed to guide your route in, and there was no one there except for the groomsman. It would be a groomsman, wouldn't it? The person who drives the carriage, I don't know.
Yeah.
The horse
The
carriage guy.
driver. Yeah, the horse carriage guy. Thank you, Danny. Felt like they were being watched and wanted to go back into town. You agreed and said that you would meet him afterwards back in town before heading inside into an old abbey, ruined, in disrepair, except for a set of stairs heading further downwards. You followed the stairs in order to find a small corridor, and you kept going deeper and deeper, making your way around a large cylindrical room, slowly heading down as the sound of chanting met your ears and the flickering of lights, with shadows growing long across the floor. At the bottom, you met a man in a mask, one of the way that I imagined it, can't remember if I explained it like this, is a bit like, you know, the smiling and unhappy faces the ancient Greeks used.
Yes.
Yes,
So.
in a smiling face. Yeah, I can send you pictures afterwards. They're weird. And roadmen, they offered you guys a drink. The tablet in front of them, they offered you to drink and join them. Each of you denied, unfortunately. I mean, it might have been better for you if you'd agreed. But upon this, you guys pushed back, and as he noticed, Oswald, you felt incredibly ill. The feeling of, how do you explain it, where something's stuck just under your rib cage, like a block in your what's it called? Is it esophagus? The one that goes to the stomach?
Think so.
Esophagus goes from your mouth to your stomach, yeah.
Yeah, but it wait a minute, it's not quite like you're standing there, and as you watch this body plummet and your friends standing there turn round, the man looking up, and in that second everything around you doesn't seem as well, it doesn't seem as important as it did moments ago, because there is something so wrong. Roll one final body for me. Or Constitution.
Oh, my baby.
Okay. Oswald,
Yeah.
do you try to throw up or do you try to push it down?
That's a good question, actually.
I'm giving you an option here.
Yeah, because I passed. I have like the.
Because you passed, you
Yeah.
have choice, if that makes sense. If not, I would have taken the reins. But you can either feel.
You know what? I'll follow my own body's logic. Normally, like when I'm ill, and I go for it, hell for leather, I feel better after vomiting. So you know what?
Out, yeah.
Yeah, the body's rejecting something for a reason. So fuck it.
Oswald does this crying out and shouts of people moving into action. Your friends behind you trying to look, and you stagger to the edge of the wall, your hand going against it, and you feel this need to get something out. Your own body revolting, pushing something. Something that doesn't really need pushing out. It seems to be moving. Is it moving? Is that weird fluttering something different? And then you feel so much pain, like razor blades on the inside of your throat as something is pushing its way up, with your body helping it out, but something's going wrong. What's everybody else doing at this time, as we look away from Oswald for just a second?
Are they rushing us?
No, so what you can see, so Oswald's in the back, hand against the, as long as you're okay with that, Danny, obviously, we'll come back to you in a second.
But I mean, I chose to vomit, so that's fine.
So he's throwing up everywhere and there's a body on the floor, is that right?
No, he's not throwing up. Something is currently moving up his esophagus, and he's currently in the throes of pain as something is moving up and out, essentially. We'll come back to him in a minute, like I say. So what you guys can see is, you can see the tablet. There is...
This what?
So don't worry about me.
Yeah. So what's going on?
So what you guys can see is, you can see ahead of you the gentleman in the mask, the leader, or the cult leader,
the
or
one that
whatever you want to say.
The drink.
Yes, there is there is like a raised dais, I don't know. Raised dais with a tablet upon it, as well as a large kind of golden bowl that's filled with liquid, the same liquid that you can see in the cup. And then literally to the immediate right of that is a body. The guy in front of you is looking up, like above your guys' heads. And as you can hear... No, he's not looking at you, he's looking up, and you can hear the sound of shouting and fighting at the very top. Oh, and obviously, directly behind you is Oswald, who is currently retching and seemed to go very quiet, other than the odd retching sound.
Where is the tablet?
Directly in front of you.
Is it held or is it like completely untouched?
It's currently placed. There's nobody touching it, but this is happening in a snap's decision. So, what are you gonna do?
When it's a tablet, is it like a big stone tablet?
It's a considerable size. It may be, I don't know. It is made of stone and roughly hewn, and seems to be about the size of a side table.
Right.
In terms of like the top.
I don't know if I want to do this, but I kind of want to touch the tablet to see if anything happens.
Oh,
'cause this is the
no.
one that's supposed
Oh,
to
okay.
give
We'll come
me-
back. Are you? Wait. Are you touching the
kind of-
tablet?
I mean, I know that like it's supposed to show otherworldly vision, and I
How
know
are
my
you
character's very curious, so I'm like gonna see if I can subtly touch.
Are you touching the tablet?
I'm
Just tell
gonna-
me yes or no.
I am going to very subtly touch the tablet because I still partly don't believe it does anything, and I feel like this is gonna go really badly. But she doesn't quite believe. She'll think she'll get away with touching it, and it just looks like a stone tablet. She's curious, and curiosity is gonna kill her. But let's see how it goes. I don't know if you can. I'm just gonna literally lightly tap it because I can't imagine that I can. I was thinking about running off with it, but if it's a great big table, that's not gonna happen. But I am curious about this other.
We'll come back to you in a minute then.
Yay!
As you literally your fingertips touch the edge of the tablet.
It's just meant to be subtle, so no one notices. But like,
Cool.
this is gonna go well.
Yeah. What are you
Maynard was
doing?
going to pull out his shotgun.
Maynard?
He wasn't quite. It's just like everything's going fucking hell for lemon last.
To be fair, none of you guys will even notice what I'm doing. I'm just literally gonna go.
No,
So
but,
close!
Like, no, but enough of a body smashing itself on the floor, Oswald throwing up, and these cultists, like, it's enough to pull out the shotgun and be like...
I've had enough of this.
I've had enough. Shotgun's coming out from underneath his jacket. And he's just-
What's Willie gonna do? Oh, sorry,
yeah,
Maynard.
no, that's
I thought
it. Yeah, he
Got out?
Yeah. I'm gonna get my fists ready.
So like a why I order.
Yeah.
Not even anything cool like not even anything cool like a scalpel or a knuckle just to just hand fisticuffs.
Yes.
Like the fucking priest tools up next to him, and he's just like, "I'll raise my hands," and
So as you raise your hands and you take out your shotgun, your fingertips touch the tablet, Rosa.
Yeah. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm just probably nothing. I'm gonna expect nothing to happen, but I'm guessing that's not what's gonna happen given the reactions.
We will come back to you as
You're
stuff
dead.
goes on because you are stuck right now, and I will tell you what you see.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
do a little bit more of the story. Just give a minute. So, as you get your shotgun ready and raise it up, do a spot hidden for me, please, Maynard. And obviously, I'm going to say, Danny, you are currently occupied.
Incapacitated.
Yeah, just at the moment.
Yeah, no,
Unless
that's
there is
fair.
anything you want to do as this thing is pushing its way out your throat.
I think I've just got to try my best to, like, get it out up in eye. Like, there's not much I really can do.
I'm sorry. You failed so many. Like, I was like, I'll give him one last chance to at least control what's going on a little bit. So, cool. So yeah, spot hidden from Maynard and maybe Wilfred. I'll let you do a spot hidden as well, as you literally put your fists up.
I had aura. Spot hidden.
Or is it a listen check? We'll do spot hidden first. Oh, Maynard. Oh, Jesus, you guys. So good. As you're kind of like getting ready to fight, you can see a number of people, maybe a dozen or 2 dozen, rushing in right at the top of this like cylindrical tower underground. And you can see what looks to be a number of men kind of pushing their ways down, and there seems to be fighting going right at the top. And then, well, Maynard, you spot this because that's an extreme success. There seems to be 2 women at the top. One of them is wearing, well, it looks like a big black long coat.
Oh.
And the other seems to be wearing a pale grey dress, as they're kind of like at the back of the room, like at the very back of all the fighting. And it seems like the other people are trying to make a way so they can get, and they're kind of like looking down a little bit, and you catch the side of their faces as they look down at you. And they're like, you can't hear them because there's so much carnage going around them, but they seem to move away out of the viewpoint a little bit to start trying to push their ways down.
So we're on the bottom looking up, and I can see the two women I assume I recognise. Like they're heading towards us on the top, and they've pushed someone down and then head towards us. Is that?
Yeah, but it's almost like there seems to be 24 men with them. And they seem to be fighting with these cultists now, who seem to be responding quite quickly. Like, you can see the man who's next to you. Well, he's going to try and grab Wilfred. And,
Can I shoot him?
Go for it.
Anyone who's running towards
He's
us,
trying to move, and you see that he's pulling out a knife, like he's going to try and attack Wilfred.
I shoot him with the guy attacking me.
What?
If he pauses to check here.
Wait, what? Okay, what's going on? Are you asking
I'm not shooting Wilfred. I'm not shooting Wilfred.
I need to double check, okay?
By context, it was clear who was being shot, but I will.
Wilfred's very shootable now.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Liam.
Would you like to fire your gun?
I'm now shooting Liam. No,
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I've changed my mind.
Yeah. He spoke up and I've changed my mind. No, I'll shoot the cultist. Yes.
Oh, brilliant. Do some damage for me.
How do I do
that? Well, it should say next to your weapon how much damage that does. So if you go to your page,
1d6.
It must do more than 1d6, isn't it, with some pluses? Oh, it's 3 points of damage. Okay, yeah, so you blast him and it kind of catches him in the shoulder, and you watch as he gets pushed back, almost turns slightly away from you, because you've literally got him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
There's more than 3 health.
Yeah, no, I'm more thinking a fucking shotgun's 1d6 at close range.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Maybe just have a quick check on that for us.
I was gonna say, I don't even have a weapon, stat thing.
But yeah, he's kind of like, this guy is either going to die. Okay, let's have a look.
Right, at 10 yards it's 4d6. That makes more sense.
Oh, there's about right. There we go. Much.
It's yeah, he's at 10 yards, isn't he? He's
he's less than 10 yards. He's closing in, if that makes sense.
Right, I'll roll 4d6. That's better. Because I was like, it like pew, like a little. It didn't make a lot of sense. 11.
Oh yeah. You. He's wearing a dark cloak, but he seems to stumble back, and as you watch, you seem to have blasted off the bottom half of his mask, and you see a very handsome jaw, of a very wealthy man or whatever, just covered in blood that's seeming to streak across him, and he kind of clutches at his throat for a second, and he's gagging on his own blood, effectively, and then literally goes to his knees, stumbles forward, and he's kind of leaning against the side of the table, and then you wait a few seconds and you just watch as his breathing slows, pained, and goes. He's dead. Because you did 11 points of damage. That's a lot of damage.
I'm about to say a fucking shotgun.
Kills.
Like, you expect that close-up shotgun to do that, and it was, when it was 1d6. It's like, I pull out my little shotgun. Pew, take that. And I was like, no, that's beep. I was like, it's not. Yeah, it feels better though. I'm happier now.
You feel a bit more supported by your shotgun blast. Cool. Yes.
I feel less inadequate now. There we go.
That's where I was going with it. I'm glad you picked up. Cool. Anyway, Wilfred, you see this happening beside you as Maynard unloads one of the barrels into this man. Is there anything you're doing at this point?
Well, while he's hurting, give him a little punch, please. Let's see what that does.
Yeah, go on, give me a brawl.
I mean, I'm making sure he's down.
I don't think you were listening. Rose described him like collapsing to the floor, and then you're like, I'm gonna go up and give him a little.
Yeah, but there'll be a time between him collapsing and him not collapsing.
Okay.
That I will not know what's going on.
Fair enough. RPing.
Brawl then. Yeah.
Oh. Never mind.
Okay. So when you roll 100, you either have this could go poorly for you. Is all I'm going to say, Wilfred. Do you want to push the roll? If you push the roll and you fail again, it gets worse. But if you push the roll and succeed, everything's okay. It's almost like making a deal with the DM that I can hurt you more if you fail. Would you like to try again?
Roll.
Okay.
I think things will go. Okay. Oh no.
We'll come back to you in a minute, Wilfred. Oswald, how are you feeling? Is there anything you'd like to do? Is there anything you'd like to do as this
I
thing
can feel
is
that obviously something's coming up, can't I? So
yeah, in a way, it's almost like
the logical thing would, if and when it gets to a point, maybe try and fucking pull that shit out, like hand in and like. It's grim, but it's about the only thing I can do.
So you're gonna try and fist your own mouth?
I am gonna fist my own mouth, yeah.
Did he stutter?
I mean, that was a very weird way of putting it. Okay. So you can feel like it's not quite there yet. It's almost like moving under your, your breastbone, and you can feel it like moving up this weird kind of. It's strange because it's not like an expulsion. It's almost like something is wiggling its way up. Like, what would be the best way of explaining it? I don't know. There is quite not a way of explaining something that feels like the size of a Coke can, almost like pushing its way up your esophagus. But it's squishy and roiling and twisting inside your throat. Cool.
It was the second.
Sorry, Danny?
Yes?
Oh, you were talking to somebody else. I do apologise.
Yeah, no, it's alright. Mum was asking me stuff.
Okay.
I was listening.
We're now going to nip back to Wilfred. Left or right, Wilfred?
Left.
Okay. Roll a dodge for me, please.
Am I good at this? No. Oh.
Wilfred?
Yeah?
So as you go to punch this body that's slumping down at the edge of the table, you miss quite considerably. There is a lot of blood splatter on the ground now from the body, and as you slip, you bang straight into the edge of the table, and it's night-night.
Oh my god.
I did give you 3 rolls, but
Yeah.
No, it's the fact that the guy was fucking dead, and this is how it's.
yeah.
And it seems like everything the reference to Wilfred's trying to match and failing to match. Like, I pull out a gun, he pulls up his fists. I shoot a guy, he then tries to punch him and knocks himself out. Like,
I mean, it is very Liam.
It
Can we
is
just say?
very Liam.
oh yeah, it's on brand. It's funny, fucking funny.
Yeah, it's just the problem is Liam doesn't fit in Cthulhu.
Cthulhu's sensing back is just too terrifying.
Oh god.
So I'm just unconscious, not dying yet.
Well, quickly take a look at what is happening to Rosa. As your fingertips touch that tablet, you are almost locked in place. And you see flashes of strange writing, weird symbols, kind of pulling out of a vast darkness ahead of you and like swishing past your face as you kind of stand there. This is all in your mind as you watch as suddenly you are turned upside down and are like almost being lowered into a great dark sea of some sort. I mean, it looks like water.
Oh, fun! I'm hallucinating.
Oh,
Go on.
yeah, and as you kind of sink further and further down into the water, you watch as these roiling tentacles just move around you, and you keep going further and further down. Slowly. Quickly, back to Maynard, the only one who I think can potentially make this okay for you all. Maynard, what you doing?
Oh my god. Right, triage. Wilfred's out, I can't do fuck all for him. I'll look at Rosa. What's happening with Rosa? What can I see?
Rosa's locked in place, her fingertips touching, and her eyelids are like flickering fast, almost like someone who is seeing all sorts of different things.
So I can see clearly that the tablet's doing. She's touching this tablet and it's doing shit. So I will basically like use my shotgun to bat the thing away from my hands. Can I do that?
Are you gonna shoot my hand away?
It's a little heavy.
Are you gonna pull me?
No, I'm like batting. Well, yeah, okay. If I can't.
Do you mean bat it like you would like it's a cricket bat almost, like poke it?
It's a little heavy.
Right, then I'll shove her off the tablet. Then, like, I'll push her away.
Okay. I think this is a brawl check, or maybe if there's a shove, as you're trying to like push her away.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
like
tablet.
because this is like I'm thinking of it as like combat. It's like a body check. It's not. I can't be delicate at the minute. I'm just sort of.
I mean, I feel like I wouldn't give a lot of resistance because I feel like I'm
zero resistance. Like
skills.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I don't even know you're there at this point. I'm in the sea upside down.
Actually, I'm not going to make you roll because that is quite right, Hannah. I think moving Rosa, who is probably 120 pounds soaking wet on a good day. Do you know what I mean? She's high class. She probably would have been told to starve herself. You know, the time. And you are a strong, hardy priest, right?
Yeah.
Reverend.
Yeah.
You've got some power to you. You kind of like push her away at this point. And Rosa, you're still envisioning, but it's not going to be as extreme, if that makes sense. He's removed you from the thing that's getting you, so it'll take you a minute, but you are going to wake up eventually. But he's stopped whatever was going to happen to you, if that makes sense. But you are still, you're basically almost still going. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I'm trying to explain it, but not very well.
Still in an upside down sea.
Yeah, but you've stopped your descent. And other things are being shown to you, but we'll get back to you in a minute. Sorry, Wilfred. You knocked yourself out. Stone cold.
Yeah.
Like, Sorry, buddy. You currently are dreaming. Well, you're not really dreaming because you don't enter REM sleep just yet. You've got a little bit of time to go, but sleepy times. There are like little clouds like drifting around your head with little birdies and everything, and the whole cartoon thing. No, it's not cartoony. It's horrible. But you guys do see at this point. Well, you see Maynard and Oswald in some form because you are obviously currently incapacitated.
Yeah.
You can see the fighting is breaking down, and it's kind of moving further and further downwards. And it seems to be more that the people who entered in seem to be overpowering the cultist forces. You do see other people are like dropping like flies and hitting the floor, and there are horrible sounds all around you. People are like, there's a couple of people that you see that are falling slumped at this point, and you can see stab wounds. Like this group has like proper come in. A large number of them seem to have just been subdued, almost like told to move back, like a lot of the young women and young men who don't seem to be putting up a fight and are just getting to their knees almost. And they start to hurry down to you at this point, and you can see both Ophelia and Mercy and a number of other gentlemen who are all kind of like stepping up a little bit like they're the leaders of this group as they rush forward. And Ophelia says, "Oh God, I'm so glad we got here in time. Are you all right? Well, what?"
This is Maynard, like, surrounded by this college. He's like, Wilfred's unconscious. Something's happened with Rosa, and we need to see to Oswald immediately. And because Oswald was next on my list, so I guess we go over to Oswald, who's having a bad time.
And she like steps forward at this point, and like her hands are reaching for your cheeks almost, as she's trying to lift your face, and she's going, "Are you okay, Oswald? Oswald?"
I'm not gonna make the noises, but it's not pleasant sounding. Yeah, as it's proper retching like, and heaving, and I try and point to like the neck and like area, like because I can't imagine you can get cohesive words out, but like I gesture to the neck almost like, when someone's choking. Oh, and she'll like rub your back, like trying to do it, and then hit it like really hard, like someone trying to get something up. When you're choking or whatever, you're meant to hit. It does work.
Oh yeah, it's all about trying. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We'll talk about it later.
I thought Daddy was to say that word sort of.
No. I'm saying like that shit works. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I spot hidden? Can I like look at the back, like down his mouth, see if I can see anything?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, because you did see me like with my hands like reaching in.
Yeah, I can't.
It's more like at this point, like there's too much going on, and you can see a number of gentlemen are like bringing the cultist down, and it seems to grab your attention for a second, and you're trying to look, but it's really dark, like the flames are flickering, and you can't quite get a good look at what's going down. And she's like, "Oh, has anybody got anything like a hook or something? Maybe a blade?"
Possessions. No, I was just packing heat. I don't have anything else.
Do you have a knife, Oswald, or something I can get it out with? And she's like talking to you at this point.
Didn't Wilfred have a scalpel?
No, I said, why didn't you have something like a scalpel? But whether
I thought
he
he legit had. I don't know.
You can search Wilfred if you'd want to and see if he is carrying any sort of medical stuff on him.
Yeah, no, because the only things that I have on me is I've got my service revolver and rifle, and that's about it.
Yeah, no.
I feel so sorry for you, Danny. You were like, wait, I was like thinking this fight will be fine, but when I rolled you, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I have my service weapon and my sidearm, but that's about it, and I can't justify any reason why anything that I would believe to be useful he would have on him. I can't justify like randomly having like something. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair enough. Do you have medical equipment? What have you got on you?
I'm looking now, of course, but I can't seem to
I swear we did. I know you've mentioned it now, right now, Danny, but I swear he had a scalpel like in the session.
I don't know, maybe.
Before, yeah. I don't know who's going to do a tracheotomy if we do have one,
but. I've come to my couch sheet, I've got nothing on me.
Yeah. I don't think we put it from a character, like, you know, when you do the character creation, I don't think we put in let's make sure I got my gun. And Dan just made sure he got his gun, so I think that's...
Well, it's the only thing Oswald would have thought to have grabbed.
Yeah,
he thought he was heading into a mansion full of hoity-toity cultist wannabes.
Yes.
So that's, I thought, that's all I need, I'm good.
No, I can't judge you, mate, because I did exactly the same thing. I can't, I'm not... There's
Maynard.
Yeah,
You do spot a look between two of the men, and and it's like caught out the corner of your eye, like you might have spotted something that maybe they were trying to hide. And one of them, seeing you see this, pulls out a very sharp, vicious knife.
Yeah.
The dickhead you blapped had a knife.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay. Never mind, ignore that.
I just realised the dickhead that you blapped was trying to shank Willie, so you could grab that maybe, if that's something your character would think.
Or is the knife these two guys hiding a fancier knife, or is it a better looking knife?
It looks like a sharp, vicious kind of like thin knife. Like this is meant to do a lot of damage very fast.
Oh, a stiletto.
It looks like it's a stiletto. Yeah, do as much damage as very, very quickly with leaving not a lot of blood. Does it? I don't know. I don't know weapons other than D&D weapons, and even then, my knowledge is a bit shaky.
I will go for whatever one looks more surgical. Either the guy who was cultist, or the
the one that was on the floor is a little bit of a thicker kind of blade, so it's like a little bit wider. It looks like it can maybe do a bit more damage.
I don't want
like the other one looks like it's a pokey. So the other one looks like a pokey. This one looks like a slicey.
I'll go for slicey.
Okay.
Because I need to slice into him by the sounds of it, or someone needs to.
Are you going to do it?
Well, who else is there?
I mean, there is a bunch of people around you, and it's up to you.
Like, is anyone medically trained?
Check the floor. We got a doctor.
Angry mob. Is anyone medically trained? No, we don't say that, but like, because I got medicine of 1, so I don't. I'm gonna kill him. Like, he'll. Right. Okay. Forgive me, people, but he'll probably turn to Ophelia and be like, "You might have a more gentle, feminine touch. Why don't you do it? I can't. I don't think I'll be able to."
Okay. Yeah, and you can see that looks a little shaken by this, a little bit kind of like as she takes the blade from you, and kind of like puts her hands together and closes her eyes for a second. Can you hold him back?
Yep. Yes.
Just keep him still. Oswald, do you resist? As like, Maynard, I assume goes to one side, and one of the gentlemen steps forward.
Consciously, no, but I would imagine it's almost semi-instinctive, where there is some resistance, but not active resistance, if that makes sense.
Well, hang on, Rose, got a question.
Like, you know, when someone's choking and panicking, and like their body's like doing things that they can't necessarily control.
Yes.
Would slice open the neck of someone count as first aid or medicine?
Well, I don't know really, because like first aid is meant to be like aid that's first, so this could potentially be that because it is an extreme situation.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean,
on first aid.
Ophelia is happy to do it, and she is holding the blade at this point. And if you can hold him, and she will be like, "Can you hold him straight, please?" And then another one kind of moves back and will kind of grab your head a little bit, like put his hand in your hair and pull it back so that you're kind of exposing up the chest and the breastbone. Do you resist, Oswald?
No, I try not to, no.
I guess he's just tense. Like he's just
Yeah.
tense in his body.
Yeah, I try
like,
not to resist.
Well,
Okay.
this will be quick. Sharp. Go.
You feel the blade dig into your chest just underneath your breastbone. This sharp, vicious blade, and, well, you witness this, Maynard, and you see Ophelia literally slice open Maynard's chest from his sternum right up to his neckline. And it's vicious, almost like pushing in and up. Almost like she's trying to break through the ribcage, and you hear the snapping of a couple of ribs as she's pushing up. And she'll turn to you and just go, I didn't expect there to be so much blood.
Just you need to persist.
Okay, hold this. And she'll like hand you the blade at this point, and she's going to, oh my god, this is so gruesome. Stick her hand into your chest at this point, like up under your ribcage. And Maynard, do you want to read? I'm not quite sure if you'd pass out at this point.
Wait, don't you mean Oswald?
Oh well, actually, this would quite be okay. I'm going to ask for Maynard and for Oswald to roll sanity checks for me, and for our good friend Oswald to roll a Constitution, or do you let the darkness take you at this point?
Well, I'll roll the sanity first. Right.
Okay.
Where sanity? Is it the 65? 65 out of 65.
Mine was 56 out of 60.
Ooh.
Can you roll a 10, please?
Me D10.
Yes, please. Oswald, don't worry. You can just stay where you are.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine. Never mind. I'm sorry, Oswald. This is not going to be fun for you.
Yay.
As I'm sure you know, this is not a great time. Right. So, let's just see what that does to you. Oh, you lose 8 points of sanity. So you drop that number down by 8.
Me? Okay.
Yep.
So do I?
And do I lose 3 then? I
Wait.
assume?
No. Oswald, wait for me. Just one
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Something is happening for you. Make an intelligence roll for me. Oh no.
No, that's I passed.
Sorry. Maynard, I need you. Maynard, roll an intelligence check for me.
Me.
Yes, please, not
I thought I
Oswald.
did okay.
So sorry, I'm getting your names mixed up. It's really stressful. Oh!
Very intelligent.
Yeah. That's not really good for you.
No.
So, essentially what's just happened
Extreme
there...
success. Soz, mate.
So, basically, if you lose 5 or more at any one time, you have to make an intelligence roll. If you fail, you remain sane, because basically your brain goes, that's not real, and edits it out. But if you're intelligent enough, you become temporarily insane.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
what we're going to do here is just roll. It's up to you. Do you want to go temporarily insane, or do you want delusions?
Oh. DM. whatever.
Let's do bout of madness. Roll a d10. Oh, number 7. Flee in panic. The investigator is compelled to get as far away as possible by whatever method available, even if it means taking the only vehicle and leaving everybody else behind. They flee. Oh no!
Oh, I had a badass fucking 20 minutes. Then he's like, no. Okay.
Wait, what did you say then?
What?
Okay, how about this then? As you go to move away, and you're like fleeing two of the guys grab you,
Oh.
and they are going to hold you in place.
Okay.
If that helps you, Maynard.
Yeah, right.
And they will try and calm you down, and they're moving away as literally, at this point, I'm sorry, Oswald, you are staying awake.
Well, I've got to roll that
somehow,
con now, haven't I?
Yeah, roll the con for me.
I was going to say, because you said to make a sanity in the con.
Well, actually, I'm not going to make you roll the con, because you failed the sanity. And we'll get on to the reason why. Yeah. As
you still have to drop the 3 sanity from the D10 roll.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really need sanity anymore. Like, shit's going down, buddy. Okay. You're going mad.
Okay.
I'm kidding. You always need your sanity. Just feel comfy and cozy. I mean, someone is currently rooting around in your chest cavity.
Yeah.
So Maynard, as you're kind of like got hold of the bloody knife in your hand, the one that she passed to you, kind of drop it to the floor, start running. And 2 men kind of grab you and will hold you in place, like putting their arms around, round your back and kind of keeping you in place almost. Like, now, mate, we don't want you. I don't know why they went immediately Australian. What?
Mate.
Now, mate.
You're dying.
I was trying to go for like a Cockney accent, but it didn't quite land. And he's gonna like hold you in place at this point with like your arms by your sides and be like, calm down. See, Australian. I don't know why.
We got a cold brew of Foster's for you. That'll cheer you right up.
I was thinking you went more English than I did. Right up.
Right up.
And as you're kind of breathing, like you're like trying to gain some sort of resemblance of control, you watch as Ophelia's hand is like going deeper and deeper into Oswald's chest. Oswald is the most excruciating? I don't think that's a word. Thank you. Pain that you've ever experienced, and it's so strange. Like, I don't know about you guys, but the weirdest sensation I can imagine is literally, well, if you were to wake up on the operating table and not be able to feel the pain, but be able to feel them moving around, and you can feel fingers pushing up in the same place that roiling sensation is going, like at the base of your neck, and then you can feel something like tickle the back of your throat, like a long thin hair kind of just moving up and down, and then you feel it start to move down, and that weird roiling sensation, and the feeling of thousands of little razor blades stop as she's like pulling something out, and you watch this. Oh, I'm so sorry, Maynard. This is the most horrific thing you have ever encountered in your life.
Yeah, Maynard.
Seeing a poor man literally with something, and she will literally pull, and you can see on her face, Oswald, because she's looking deep into your eyes as this happens, and you watch as like she's always had this cold calmness to her, and it just seems to move slightly, and you blink and you miss it, but there's an intensity to her gaze as she's like pulling it out, a little bit of like, well, almost sadistic pleasure in it as she pulls the creature free, and you see this roiling mass of weird thin ribbons almost like roiling in her hand, and then you see like a mouth appear, and it's like moving about this slow twisting shape. Congratulations, Father. And she kind of steps back a little bit into this, and you're being held in place at this point, Maynard. And Oswald, you're like, your chest is open up. I'm very sorry. You're probably
bleeding out,
in a lot of pain and not having a great time. And she'll move over to the center of the room, and you can hear the sounds of retching coming up throughout the room as one or two of each of the members above you, the cultists that are currently being like, they've got their hands up thinking, but they're all clutching their throats, retching at this point.
Sorry, did you say that his chest is open, or something's going
Yeah,
up his throat?
like
Wait,
fully open.
I thought you said something was going up his throat. I'm confused.
Yeah,
now.
she's just basically
But she
delivered the
pulled it out
child.
the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she cut him
Yeah.
open and.
She cut it out of me.
Yeah,
So what does
and at this
the
point,
child look like?
Like a black tape over
weird.
what was
Ribbons
described.
and Tentacles.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, okay, that was the tentacle thing. I thought that was going up his throat. Yeah. Okay.
Maynard, roll a Constitution for me, please, as you feel
Okay.
a cloth being placed over your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you all so angry with me?
I'm not. What?
I can hear the sassy little. It's not just you as well. But
I mean, you
The
have
past
just
couple of minutes.
you have just ripped someone's
No,
chest
I'm out.
open.
no, Maynard. Oswald. You're the only one who's not incapacitated, though you are currently. And you watch as they begin to move in like a synonymous kind of fashion. You can see all the cultists being brought down, and you're being held in place by two guys almost, like keeping you upright at this point.
Oh,
and
yeah,
your eyes
I
are
need
wide.
to be held.
Yeah, well, you kind of need to be held up because otherwise you'd be spatchcocked on the floor. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah. Or butterfly chicken.
Yeah, I think that's what spatchcocking is, isn't it? Well, I've not broken your spine yet, so not quite spatchcock, but butterfly chickens. There we go. So, and you watch as they begin to gather your friends together at this point. Maynard's kind of laid against the side of it, his head like resting almost on one of the walls behind you. You can see them move Rosa, her eyes lids still flickering, and Rosa, you are just imagining the same: plunge into water, sink down, plunge into water, sink down. Strange.
I'm missing all of this, Beth. Sorry.
Don't touch the magical fucking curse thing.
I'm just in the middle of my own little world, so.
You see Wilfred, a small trickle of blood like heading down from his temple where he hit the side of the table, also being moved to be placed next to Wilfred. And then you see Ophelia begin to move around the table. And at this time you can talk. It seems like your whole body is hurting and it's going to be painful, but you can talk. And she'll go, oh, it's kind of a pity it was you, though, to be honest. If anyone was going to bring in the new dawn, I would have hoped for someone a little bit, well, better.
Wait, he's still alive? He can talk?
Yeah, just
Yes.
about.
Apparently,
Oh.
yeah.
You're almost stuck, Oswald. You're kind of almost between life and death, hanging on a knife-edged balance that you should be falling off the other side in, but something is keeping you awake, keeping you alive in that bare second before death. Like you're repeating the same second over and over again and you're still staying awake. You don't know why, but something weird is going on. Maybe because somebody just took a tentacle monster out of your chest.
Yeah, probably would. If I would have to hazard a guess, that would probably have something to do with it, yeah.
Shouldn't have eaten the pie.
I don't think it was the
wasn't-
pie,
it wasn't-
Hannah.
No, it clearly gave us all something, or him something, or I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
find out.
It was the role. I'm so sorry, and one of you got chosen. But anyway, and she's like stepping around and full about to do monologue as this weird tentacle monster's like moving around in her hand. And she goes, however, we needed a host. And you seemed available.
I forgot my phone was on.
I do feel a little bad that I tricked you, you know. I can see you're still awake.
Yeah, like there's like an intense focus on, like, you know, when you're in pain so much you go quiet almost because you're just trying to stop the pain from like overwhelming a little bit. There's things going through his head and stuff, but he's having to focus so much intently on the pain that he's silent.
Like an intense stare.
Yeah. Where like the eyes are squinted and you can see the brow is furrowed as he's like his jaws set as his like teeth are clenched.
You watch as the men around the room begin to bind your friends at this point. Like they're binding their wrists in front of them almost.
I know I'm classed as incapacitated, but how are the guys that are holding me up holding me?
By your arms, almost like
because I do have my because the rifle I'd imagine is on the floor, but I do have my service revolver.
Oh,
and I was gonna see if I could like, because I'd imagine it'd be on the hip, and it'd be more like World War I type of holster where it's a little higher up because of how like the uniforms of those days would be. So I was hoping I could like try and unsheath it and just, you know what I mean? Just one shot is all I need.
They're holding you by your arms.
That was what I was wondering. I'm
afraid. And almost you're being held like with your back to a wall as well. I mean, you can try if you really want, but it would have to be an extreme success.
Oh yeah, I would definitely try because it's about the only thing that can be done.
Okay. Extreme success, go for it.
So what have I got to do? Just the attack roll now?
So yeah, this is you trying to reach into your pocket, grab the gun and fire at her. I'm assuming you're aiming to her.
Yes, almost. Yes. It's a shame I put all my skills into rifle. I put some in handgun, but most of it was rifle.
You're going to be such a chad if you get an extreme success.
Yeah, you know what the piss tech was, Ben? You know my rifle skills, 90. Because, you know, I thought that would make more sense being the militia soldier. Yeah, they skip pistol training with me.
It's more like you try and wrestle your arm free and the guy next to you almost like pulls it, but he's pulling it too far and you feel your chest like open even further as he's like pulling your arm backwards. Like you're being pulled and torn open at this point. You can feel it like begin to... It's not the best feeling in the world.
Understatement, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. What? Are you trying to hurt me? Oswald, we've brought something beautiful into this world.
Well, all she saw was, like, them wrestling with my arm. She didn't know what was going on.
You probably read your mind or some shit.
Yeah, fucking bitch. She is a medium after all. But at the minute though, it's feeling like hard difficulty, not medium.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's more small, but yeah. Like, fucking, for fuck's sake.
Would you like for us to get this show on the road? Or do you want to wait a little while? Get to know your child.
Whatever.
They're going to bring in a new age.
Whatever it is, just fucking do it. As to your sister, that was all a lie.
No. That was all true. They killed my sister.
I'm assuming she gestures to the cultists.
Yeah, she's like almost like gesturing straight down to the guys. She's got the child in one hand. This child's like wrapping around her fingers, and her other hand kind of like, yeah, but it's almost like lots of baby snakes in a roiling mass, and it's almost like you can see this weird goop, like half of it's you, half of it's it, that's kind of like pushing around her hand, and it's almost like the pale grey dress, which is like on her arm up until that point, is like slowly, the blood and goop is like starting to change its colour as it's spreading up further and further up her arm, as she kind of gestures down with her other hand. She was innocent, and they slaughtered her. My friends found her body just off the East Indies docks. You do realise what it's like for us out there, do you?
I do think we were looking for her.
I know, and you've been such a great help. You weren't going to save her, though. Unfortunately, none of us really can be saved in this world. Not without some additional help. And she'll kind of like gesture towards Maynard. And you, Maynard, you can feel, she's like gesturing towards the guys around her, and you feel like someone's slapping your face, and you're starting to wake up at this point.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same with both Wilfred, and the three of you are almost like bound on the floor with your arms bound together. And they are waking you up, if that makes sense.
Am I awake yet, or am I still unconscious?
You're waking up. They're like slapping you out of it almost.
So I've
You
gone
do feel a
from-
heavy slap.
So what do I actually realise? Because I mean, at what
You
point do I
wake up.
snap?
You wake up. Your arms are being bound, and you can see a guy is dead in front of you. Your friend has got like a bloodied eye. Maynard has been. The three of you are all tied up, and Oswald has been held against the thing with his entire chest and like his.
How is he still alive? I mean, is his rib cage open?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine he's. I'm obviously being kept alive unnaturally, so.
Okay, and there's some kind of tentacle thing that some woman's holding. Well,
Yeah,
the woman,
roiling on her hand.
Is this woman the woman? This woman is the woman from the very beginning, right? That we were...
She's the medium, yes.
Yeah, so I would recognise her. So I'd work out that that was her. And she's holding some kind of tentacle thing, and I'm going, what? And I presume I'm going from feeling like I'm falling in the sea to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And away
Stark difference.
I'm not actually sure what I'm gonna say at this point, because I'm gonna think I'm having some kind of hallucination still. So
I'm gonna think it's still going on.
Go,
but she'll like.
What?
Oh, it's good to see that you guys are all awake. You're not gonna want to miss this.
What is that? I'm still thinking I'm kind of in like I feel like this isn't real, so I'm kind of like, what is that?
And she'll kind of hold it up like someone is holding up reverence to this creature.
Does it look like
this is Mormo's child? A little bit. It's a bit of a cross between like a thing and a squid and a few other creatures. Like, imagine somebody basically went, the laws of physics and biology are out the window. Ugh.
Right,
you know?
So I'm seeing her hold up a squid, and she's just told me it's Maynard's child.
No, she doesn't say it's Maynard's child. She says it's She says it's Mormo's child.
Mormo's child.
And who is Mormo?
I really would like less Mo, honestly.
Who is Mormo? Oh, I can see you've not seen the light yet. She is the unholy mother. Throughout time, people have been pushed down by those in charge. Maintain the status quo. Maintain the classes and the fact that they're on top. Just like all of these men in here have done for generations, and their pretty little wives who sit there idly watch whilst the world goes by. Mormo showed us the way. Showed us that all we needed to do to stop them was bring a child into this world. Or several. And you can hear, like, there's a few people that are in the same kind of discomfort that Oswald was in. And they will get out, and they will spread and multiply and keep moving, and then suddenly there will no longer be any status quo.
So you're going to replace people with squid people?
I mean, that would not really work, would it?
I mean, I just
You can't
struggling to
understand.
understand how this is gonna help you. Like, how
She
is this
starts laughing
helping
at this
you? I'm
point.
like, how is this helping you?
It's not helping me. Don't you see? It helps them. They
So
know what's right for us.
So you want to replace one status quo with another that probably doesn't do you any better than the current. Probably worse.
Oh my... You're just like them. Trying to give excuses for something that does not work because you can't see the brilliance of what it could be.
So explain what it can be.
How about I show you? Mormo is the unholy mother that eats her child. And at this point she kind of raises up the monster and is going to basically drop it down her own throat. So you can see as this thing begins to push down. And everybody roll a sanity check, including Oswald, because you're also seeing this, and Wilfred and everything, as she is basically going to eat the child. Well, the child kind of goes down as well. Oh, well done. Here we go.
Yeah.
Rose is like, nope.
I don't know, the tab's come walkies, where is it? Oh,
I can't find my sanity.
So now I'm going. So I feel like my next question. I feel like my next question is going to be.
Liam.
Liam, that was the most Liam ever.
I feel like my next question is going to be. I think I know what my next.
Everybody doesn't give a shit about this woman.
Did I just say like my next question is going to be? So are you saying you're Mo or no? She just said that she's, you know,
She's
Momo
kind
eats her own
of
child.
not able to talk at this point, as something is pushing away on.
I can still ask the question and wait for her to finish eating her child if that is who she says she is. I mean, I'm like.
And you guys can see like the actual flesh of her throat is like moving, like something is pushing its way down.
You know what Hannah's just done?
What?
She's done the like, is everything alright with your meal thing, like 30 seconds, like 10 seconds into.
No, I'm just confused. I'm trying to work out what her thinking is here. So she just said, yeah, I know, but she just said that Mormo eats her own child and then she ate it. So I'm saying, are you saying you're Mormo? Because that's what I'm getting from that.
You're trying to put intelligence and
I know, but that's
careful
exactly
thinking
what
against
she
someone
would...
who's probably mad at this point.
I know. I mean,
insane.
I'm still gonna say it. I can still ask the question. I mean, I'm trying to make sense of this still. This is my coping mechanism, right?
Eating first.
I will still say. So you're saying you're Momo.
Once she's finished, she kind of looks at you all at this point.
Does she answer my question?
She opens her mouth and screams. But it is not a scream. It is almost like 1,000 screams. And none. Like, no one is screaming, but everybody's screaming. And it's this weird kind of tuneful hum to it. And it just goes on and on and on. This weird stretch of time, which is only seconds. And you can see everybody in the room, including yourselves, I'm sorry, press their hands to their ears to try and stop it.
I would, but you know, I got two dickheads holding me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they drop you at this point.
Oh, great.
Oh.
And you fall to the... No, literally every single person in this room is...
Wait,
is
that because they failed? Is that because they failed their sanity checks? Or
yeah.
are
More
we
for
still
story
being
reasons.
affected?
Can I ask if Maynard
Story
hits the
reasons.
floor? Does he fall?
Oswald falls to his knees, I would assume, if you're not being propped up anymore.
Yeah.
But
does he manage
you
to
don't
stay
feel
on,
right, Maynard.
Does he manage to stay on his knees?
We'll come back to Maynard in a
Okay.
minute. I will ask it this last time. Oswald. Sorry, Oswald. Sorry, Maynard.
It's okay. I never
Is there
get
anything
remembered.
anybody would like to do for this last time?
Can I? So, well, we're still being restrained to take it.
Yeah, you've still got ropes around you, but something is screaming. And you can feel it right down deep, right in the very base of you. Like a vibration that is making your cells twitch. And you can almost feel like the beating of your heart through your entire body, right to your fingertips.
Have they tied just our hands together or our hands on our feet?
Your hands.
Okay. So
Is there any way of like getting to my shotgun and trying to fire a shot?
That's kind of the only thing that I can do, really.
Yeah, that's
last, especially for fucking me, because I'd imagine I've got like 0.1 hit points at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can give it a go. People are starting to move, and you can see fighting happening again.
Are they looking at
almost
us?
like complete? No, they are tearing each other's throats out at this point. And you're watching as everybody kind of moves their hands away. And well, roll one final sanity check for me.
So okay, well, have I got to roll another one?
Yeah.
Just Hannah's character.
Do you give in?
Just me?
No, so each of you, as you go to do something, every time you do an action, you're gonna have to roll a sanity to see if you give in or.
Right, I mean, I was.
Maynard, you're okay.
Yep.
So you can go for your shotgun. Wilfred, you're okay. You can do something.
Guess who?
She's gonna keep screaming.
So I presume.
I'm sorry, Danny. You have had the worst luck in this entire campaign.
I don't think I've done a single cohesive thing start to finish.
I know what I want to do.
Oh, buddy.
I know what I want
to do. Go on,
do.
Hannah.
Right, okay. So you remember the knife that I put in my garden? Do I still have that?
Yes.
You know, the one I hid. Right. I want to use that to try and cut my arms free, and then I want to try and free the others, whoever's closest to me first, out of my friends, so, obviously, not the cultists.
Try and do it yourself and roll a, would it be dexterity check? Maynard? We're going to do the same for you, because you're going to try and get to your gun, because it's being kicked across the floor. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a fight going on, and literally you watch as somebody rips somebody else's ears off with their teeth.
Dexterity.
Like it's going. Yeah. Basically, carnage is happening around you. Oswald, I'm sorry, you are falling to your knees at this point, and your chest is open. It's kind of weird.
It doesn't sound sanitary.
No. You're still alive, though, in that
amazing.
permanence between life and death. Wilfred, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna try to get myself free a little bit.
Roll a sanity check for me, and then roll your dex.
I need. Okay. No.
Wilfred?
Yep.
How would you hurt somebody?
My fist.
Oh no!
My fist.
Who are you gonna hit?
Who would you like to hit?
Oh.
I think about this carefully, Liam.
Well, I wouldn't hit a woman. Because I'm old-fashioned like that.
For fuck's sake.
I have a question. Does it have to be hitting one of your teammates, I'm guessing, when you say who?
No, she never said that.
He went for it. He went for it. He's insane. He's going to do whatever he wants to do.
That was why I said think about it carefully, because she never specified friendly.
Yeah, I was going to say...
For the story, I am messing around with sanity rules and all that kind of stuff. It's for the story, trust me, unless there's anything specifically anyone wants to do.
So Liam, you can hit anyone if you want. That sounds like
anybody.
Yeah, it sounds like anybody. That's what she said.
Oh.
I'm going to say, you're going to just lash out and try and kill somebody, essentially.
I am.
Wilfred.
Wilfred.
No, not you yet, Rosa. Yeah, you're still okay at the moment.
Oh, this will be somebody closest to me then. Whoever's closest to me.
Oh God.
So the fact that you were tied up with your two companions.
Oh god. Can I move away from him?
It's really too late.
This has been resolved. How about we roll a d10? Oz, it's Maynard. Evens, it's Rosa. Leave it up to the dice.
Okay. So, D10.
Oh god.
Roll a brawl check. Oh, it's fine. It's still, there's blood everywhere, and you just slip and fall over on your ass, but you're like scrabbling to get up, and you just feel this intense need to rip and tear and destroy. Like boiling in your system. And you're scrambling away at this point.
I like to feel that I've managed to free myself so I can kind of move out of the way a bit.
Oh, yeah. So this is it. So he slips as you go, and you're like scrambling up to get away from him, and it is almost like trying to grab at your ankle like some kind of clawed beast.
Okay, I'm
you're
not
trying to scramble
Wilfred
away.
First, I'm going to free.
Well, this is it. Wilfred did try to get at you before he'd untied himself. So
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, sorry, Wilfred, but I am not going to free you now. I'm not going to say that out loud, but you know, no offense, trying to kill me scared me a bit.
Yeah, and these weird kind of like weird things, you can see them almost like coming out of there's like some bodies on the floor, and they're like crawling in and out of them, and you can see as you're kind of like scrambling to untether Maynard so he can grab his shotgun at this point. And like as you're thrown away, you both watch as one of these things like almost pushes up and then pushes into somebody, like literally coming out like a weird ribbon, kind of moving up and flowing, and before heading back into the body that it just came out of. And you begin like proper soaring away and manage to free Maynard.
And I did it
to get my
shotgun.
Yeah. I feel like you're trying to get your shotgun. You look like the only sane one left that hasn't got a hole in his chest. I mean, one's tried to beat me on, one's got a hole in his chest, so probably isn't in the best shape to help me. So I'm going to free the most useful looking person. So that leaves you, Maynard.
That sounds like an
I
idea.
think that makes it quite an easy...
That makes a good idea, yeah.
It makes the most sense in the current situation.
Yeah. So I've done the agility check, so I'm free now and I can grab my gun, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine I managed to cut him free, is that right, as well? Did I manage to cut him free as well? Because after I cut him free, awesome. You're free.
I want to get last round and get as close to woman and put a round in her face. Like, that is what I would like to do.
Okay, go for it.
So just roll shotgun check. Okay.
Yeah.
Combat priest activated.
I put my priest in attack mode.
No. Oh.
And
Oh well.
It's more so as you go to shoot, someone like knocks into you and you shoot up, like redirecting your gunfire.
Yeah, that was my second round as well in the chamber, so that was rounds in the chamber. Oh. Is there a way of escape?
Roll. Yeah. You could head out the door. But I need another sanity check for you guys again. You're still in there. Like I say, every time you do something or go to do something. Well done, Maynard.
I feel like we need to run.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just like, woman in...
Rosa?
Don't take this personally, but it's woman in distress, help woman escape is now Maynard's plan.
Well, I feel like the other two have gone bad, but I might try to stab him in the... I was thinking about trying to stab her in the back, but I feel like at this point he's not going to do much, especially when you've got a gun. I'm hoping you manage to shoot him and run.
They would first shot off, hit the roof.
Yeah, I'm still tied up, aren't I, at the moment?
I got a success at the moment.
Yeah, trying to kill people.
Yeah, I mean, I would have tried to free you, but you tried to kill me, so now I'm going to run away. You chose the wrong person to attack.
So, you two are going to try to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll take this a little bit cinematically at this point, I think, as you guys begin to make your way. Well, you don't really make your way, you fight your way out, but you have to fire a couple of times and reload your shotgun at some point, I assume. But there is just chaos and carnage happening around you.
Is that,
people are falling and...
But just before we go, you know that other gun? Wasn't there another gun? Wasn't there a gun that Oswald had?
Oswald had two. He had like
What did Oswald have?
A pistol and a rifle.
Pistol and a rifle.
I'm going to ask, are you going to search Oswald for a gun?
No, I'm not searching for him. I was just wondering if there was one on the floor after he'd been thinking. Because with all the chaos going on, was there one obviously on the floor? Because if not, I'm just going to run.
You can search.
I'm not gonna actively search for it because obviously we're trying to get away more than anything. But if there is one just lying around on the floor, because I'm just thinking
more so knives, like people are using knives to hurt each other.
People are mostly using knives, and there aren't really any guns lying around. So
there's a couple of people strangling each other. There's somebody that's literally like buried their thumbs into somebody else's eye sockets.
Already the knife bigger than mine. I just.
That's not a knife.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna take you some time.
Right, okay, I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm not gonna waste. No. What I'm asking is there anything immediately on the floor? You know, when you're in a panic, that I can immediately grab that could be a weapon that could be useful that I can grab off the floor and run. If not, I'm just gonna run.
There's probably another knife. I mean, at one point, Maynard did drop the knife that the cultist had. You can grab that if you'd like to.
Okay, if there's a slightly bigger knife there, that'll help. I'll just grab it. If not, I'm running. That's all I'm doing. It's not a thought process. It's going to be grab and go, just in case if it's there. Do you know what I mean? Like.
No, I get it completely. Yeah. So, where would you go if you escaped?
To the village. Because the cab was waiting for us at the village.
The cab was waiting for us at the village, but I don't know how we're going to find it. So, like, basically...
He said he was going to the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's just whether we can find it, that's the thing.
It's a village, there's only going to be one pub.
Yeah.
No, but would we be able to find the village for
That's the question. We all are at the fucking middle.
Like, my point is, we're down in the middle of the dungeon. I've been unconscious and woken up. I'm going to guess that we're still in the same place we were before, but I don't even know that. So I'm going to be hoping that I'm guessing that we've got to roll something to say if we can actually find a way out of this entire cultist sort of dungeon cesspit, whatever it is.
It's not too far.
So would we be able to get out? Okay, we're going to try and run away.
Yeah, we'll try and get to the village. That's where we're
trying to get to the village.
It might take you a few hours, but you'll make it there.
Okay.
What would you do?
The way that Rose has sounded is like everyone in the village has turned as well, but
I'll try and find. Well,
he's our friend. We'll humour her.
I'm going to try and find the pub or wherever we were meeting. Where we were meeting our transport, so that we can escape the village. Basically, I want to get away from this place as fast as possible. So I want to try and find our valet and get out there. And I'm sorry, but I think the other two of you are doomed. One's crazy, and the other one's got his chest open. I think.
I appreciate that you don't hold any respect for us and want to leave us. That's okay.
I feel like one of you is already dead. You've got a hole in your chest.
Look, you don't need to explain yourself for ditching
I'm sure
us.
you'd probably be in the same.
It's
position.
fine.
Rose banged the gavel.
So, you two rush across and out of the abbey. Make your way across the cobblestones and find your way, going as the bird flies along, well, not really as the bird flies because you'll go along the road and then back up to it, to a fairly normal looking village. There is blood on your hands and you try and wipe it away on the edges of your clothes, shaking, and you are rushing and running until you can't breathe and you have to slow down a little bit. But eventually you get to the village, to the pub. It's quite warm. It's just normal. Completely normal. You see the cabbie there a little bit. He's got a tankard in his hand and he kind of looks at you guys and goes, "Oh, you're right, Miss Rosa?"
I presume we'll be out of breath at this point.
Well, that's it. But we
Yeah,
will
fabulous.
stop your story there and go back to Wilfred. Wilfred puts up a little bit of a fight. Would Wilfred... Here's the question. How would Wilfred like to go?
You'd like to go home?
I'm sorry, buddy, but that's not an available option.
Least is honest.
Okay, would you like to be consumed by one of the little babies? Or do you go by the hand of another person during the carnage?
Wait, he gets to choose whether he gets eaten or stabbed to death.
Yeah.
He'll be eaten.
Consumed,
His corpse
please.
will be eaten.
What was that, sorry?
His corpse will be eaten.
Consumed.
Consumed. Oh, yeah, okay. You're eaten by a child. And Oswald, you get to watch all of this. You see it all happen, and
Probably
you are in that
not, no,
permanent.
actually. Because the one thing that I was going to try and do as my, like, second attempt at doing something...
Do you stop it?
No, what I was going to do was, because obviously with the only two able-bodied people leaving and stuff...
Yeah.
About the only thing that I would try and do is turn the revolver on myself, honestly.
I was gonna say, you shoot yourself.
My chest
or
is
shoot-
open.
you
That
can
I
shoot
don't
yourself
think there
or
is any
shoot
way
the
of
woman.
coming back. It's
I mean, you can always try and take her with you.
It's probably far too late for that, because the creatures are more the issue than the woman at this point.
As you pull the gun on yourself, pressing it to your temple, watching the carnage around you, do you pull the trigger?
Yeah.
You got to roll for this.
Well,
The next morning.
I'm assuming something's obviously keeping me alive is the issue, but carry on, Rose.
The next morning, you two have spent the night, and you've spoken, I'm assuming, to a police officer. Would you speak to the police, actually? That's a good question. Would you raise the alarm?
I would speak to the
Yes,
valet first, and then I feel like we probably would go to the
Yeah, I
police.
think
We need
we
to try and
would.
stop these creatures, although I don't know whether how much, you know, from my father's diaries, how much do I think the police are in on this? There's this growing cult that we've been talking
You wouldn't
about.
know. You really
like-
wouldn't know.
I feel like it would be our only defense, to be honest, and I feel like we're gonna end up in the crazy place like the other lady, but we'll see. I don't know. I'd discuss it with. I'll tell you what, Maynard, I'd discuss it with you first, like what we think about what's happened. Do we
He's in
think
two
it's
minds
real?
of it. He's
I'm like, do
not
we
sure.
think it's real? Do we think that we should report on it? Do you think they'll think we're all crazy and throw us in bedlam? That's the thing. I mean, I'd speak to the valet guy as well that we were with as well. Bernard.
I'm gonna roll.
Odds or evens?
Yeah. He's conflicted.
What's odd
He-
and what's even?
Evens is report, odds is don't. Right. I think, my dear, our Lord kept us safe, and we just need to leave this now.
How much
So
do I
you
think
both
my dad
leave.
knows about this? She's already mentioned about like this cult.
I think that might have to be a tale for another time
Hmm.
at this point. But, I mean, Oswald, you only have to suffer for a little bit of time. You're not quite there, and you're not quite gone. You don't feel whole anymore. You feel like a lot is missing in your head, but it's quiet, kind of. Eventually, the screaming stops, and eventually, the people leave. Well, they don't really leave, they're just not there anymore. And eventually, the little creatures go. And it's just you amongst the dead with this weird sort of... I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like time is passing. You're not sure how much time.
Yeah.
Can't even count anymore. It's almost like a big part of you has gone. Your intelligence. You don't even really remember your name anymore. You just are. But you're not at the same point. And you lie there. And you see them make their weird patchwork above you. They're not little anymore. Almost like they're building a hive or a nest above your head. It takes a while, and you can see them almost like deconstructing the people around you. It's amazing, the mechanics of it. Or you would think if you knew what mechanics even were anymore. But eventually, it changes, and you see fire, footsteps, shouts, and the sounds of gunfire. And it slowly goes quiet. You see the monsters fight above you and the fire roiling in. And like I say, it goes quiet. Time passes again, and more people arrive. The fighting begins, the fire starts, until it is all gone and they are burned away. And in that weird kind of sense between life and death, you see a man and a woman. Both of them head in, wearing, well, clothes not unlike your friends. Maybe Rose's family members, or maybe something you would wear when you wouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
You used to fight. You kind of remember Rosa? You think? And she turns to the man and goes, "Is this it?" And he goes, "We better get it to the American office." And they move towards the tablet. And we will end the story there.
Wait, what happened to Wang?
He got eaten.
He got eaten. He was up in the nest. He was part of the hive.
He was consumed. The pit. Why wasn't I consumed? Did I smell funny?
Because you were their mummy.
You were the mother of the.
Was only mummy to one.
Yeah, so you get to watch. Wait, does that mean that the people around him that also gave birth to the weird creatures also were stuck in that same sort of weird position?
Yeah, but he specifically gave. It's a thing. We can talk about it now and discuss it in more length if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious now as to what.
Oh, Danny, I am so sorry.
Yeah, I just I literally just existed for this entire campaign. Like I did nothing.
Well, no, right. What's worse, Danny? Think about this. You had a very strong narrative part of it. Liam just knocked himself out and was. He was gone.
That is a good point. Literally.
I mean, at least he didn't have to watch all this crap going on. It was over pretty quick for him.
Yeah, he was like over, then he got eaten. And he was got angry.
You were the main character. Like, if this was a movie, you'd be the main character, Oswald. Like, yeah. I know that's not a true thing, but do you know what I mean? It would flick between some of you, but I'm sorry. Liam, honestly, when you left, I was like, well, you're going left, which is where the table is, okay? I'm trying to explain it, but yeah. Go on, ask questions. If you guys want to do that, I mean, we have got a little bit more time. It's nearly 10 to 10, but we can wrap this up and then we'll leave Danny to it. Ask questions.
So, if we'd have told the police, would we have been arrested as crazy?
No. So if you told the police, you would have been told about something else. But I'm going to keep that under lock and key because that's for part 2.
Right.
Oh, we have a part 2.
Well, don't forget the second campaign is the boat, and I'm assuming
which will be.
Would
you like to know the name?
Go for it.
It's Port Out, Starbound Home.
Because I'm assuming the whole point was that tablet is on the ship.
I was really happy about that, guys. It took me ages to come up with.
Starbound or starboard?
Starbound.
Okay.
I don't get it.
No.
So, it basically, back in the days of the ocean liners. So it's known to be like a fake urban legend, right? That the word posh comes from port out starboard home, because it's not real, but it's like most people believe it to be this way.
Like how people made up different names for chav.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all to do with the fact that rich people or people with a lot of money on the way to America would be on the port side, and on the way home they'd be on the starboard side, because of the way that the sun is.
Interesting, I didn't know. Like, I think that was way too big brain for any of us to actually know.
But now does it make sense?
Yeah. It makes perfect sense now. It's just I would have never got that ever, because it's not a bit of information that, like, you've obviously been looking into all this, and it makes sense. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I might have been looking
at you bullying Oswald, Rose. Was that
him. Was
that a dice roll? Was it completely random, or did you choose?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
When did that happen? When did he get impregnated?
So, you remember when you went to her house on the first day, and she gave you guys tea?
Yeah.
Oh, the medium thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it.
Was I the only one who drank or something?
No, everybody drank. It was random.
Okay.
Completely random.
So you randomly bullied him. Got it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't choose you. Sorry.
So, why... So what did the captain have to do with it in the seance at the beginning? So why did we end? Why did she go, haha, or pick these random guys?
What it is so the captain's son is her partner, right? He was involved in it. So the woman believed that the captain's son basically led her sister to death. So she went for the captain's, and then you guys were all there and went, well, you're going to help me. She's trying to get the captain, but the captain didn't do anything. And then, obviously, a little bit of DM bullshittery. She chose you guys instead. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, we're there, yeah, okay.
You were there. You were convenient.
So the captain's son was part of the conspiracy?
Yes.
And then he had died, okay. Right, okay.
So basically what had happened is... so rewind it in a little bit, because there were some bits that were missed because of, like, it didn't feel right to bring them in, or you guys didn't go down that path, so I tried to bring it in elsewhere. So you could have gone to the East Indies docks, like if you'd followed the Poppy Gang thread a little bit more, which is why I said this last session might like wrap up really quickly, because it was meant to be. Originally I was thinking, oh, you might go down the route of like looking into the Poppy Gang, which were the 24 men that came with you. Essentially, they'd been hired by the cult to basically clean up any problems, because they were basically threatening to send them all to prison. Like, they helped with really rich people, had like close connections high up and stuff. So after you guys had visited Bellum and you'd spoken to that guy, you remember the guy that was following you?
Yeah.
You could have followed him. You decided not to, so that was totally fine. But he could have led you to the Poppy Gang. But it just didn't feel appropriate, because I tried putting it in a couple of times with like some other stuff. Like obviously with Bedlam, and it just felt like, oh, well, you guys aren't following that plot line, so what I'll do is I'll switch it up a little bit. Because basically, yeah, so the Poppy Gang had been cleaning up their problems, which I think was kind of evident from the gentleman who was in Bedlam, who had been sent down for... You were completely right as well, Ben. He was in love with another man, and that's what got him put to Bedlam, because that is an actual thing that used to happen back in the day. You were really mean and nasty to everybody, guys. Fun. And then what else was there? So basically, yeah, they'd been covering up for the cult, who had been investigating into this tablet, which Rosa eventually put out, which you could have seen a little bit earlier as well, but it just didn't feel appropriate until that moment. What else have I missed? Yeah, so she'd been told about it a couple of days before, so she was in a bit of rage. Though she'd already been interacting with Mormo before that point from her mediumship, and this is the kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, if that makes sense, and sent her full down that route.
What, eating the creature?
So when I first said I was going to do this, I looked into all sorts of monsters from the Cthulhu mythos, and there's a ton. There's obviously the big famous ones like the Big Boss Daddy himself. Yeah, is it? Oh my God, the King in Yellow, the Black Goat, all them kind of ones. There's like ones that keep appearing. There's like dozens and dozens and dozens of them. But I wanted to kind of talk about Ben, you were completely on. This story is all about like status quo and broken class rules, and the fact that at the time it was very much misogynistic. It was me getting to play with that kind of time frame. Is Mormo is mentioned once, and in the entirety of the Cthulhu mythos, and she's basically with Gorgo and Medusa. Her name is brought up, and it's literally a line, and it talks about these three women. So Medusa, we all know, was essentially, I think she was, Medusa. Obviously, the whole thing with her being cursed after she was assaulted, in the temple of, was it Athena or Artemis? I don't remember now. Basically, she was assaulted, and she got turned into a Medusa because some god got angry with her. I can't remember if it's Hera or Zeus. Basically, Greek mythology is real weird. And then Gorgo is one of the three fates. And then Mormo is mentioned, but I could not find anything about Mormo other than she is the unwilling mother. So basically, the whole thing is like Mormo's a bit like Baba Yaga, but instead of eating other people's children, she eats her own children. So this is why I was like, oh well, like the most opposite thing to femininity and this kind of thing, dichotomy of misogyny, would be a mother who eats her own child. It's like the most horrible thing. So that's why I went down that path. And then literally, I'm so sorry, Danny. I was like, because I had it that if it hadn't worked, or if it had been somebody else, there was still opportunities that you guys would have got there and nobody would have given birth to the child. It would have been somebody else. If you'd interacted more with Mercy could have been impregnated. I had like loads of different options. At one stage, I kind of wanted you to open up Oswald, but when you said that you only had a one, I was like, oh well, Athena, and then we went down that path as well.
You wanted someone to open up Oswald. You wanted one of us to do it?
Oh yeah, I think that would have been so brutal.
What, is that like a moment of madness that one of us tries to rip open him open?
Well, can you imagine though doing that to somebody? Like I couldn't. I don't know what I'd go
but
through.
No, but I'm guessing is that what you're trying to do? That one of us goes mad and rips open his chest? No,
you wouldn't have been driven mad. You would have to do it sane, and then go.
Why would we do that?
Try and get it out of him.
What? Yeah, you wouldn't rip his chest open to get that out of him, because that would be bad. Try and...
Well, that's what she did. No,
that's what she did.
I'm not going to point it at you guys.
But to be honest,
I fully intended to hurt Oswald in the end. I'm so sorry, Danny.
I get that, but I feel like certain. I don't know about the others.
I really liked Oswald.
And
I'm sorry. 1 second.
For it.
I mean, I can't help but say that I don't think my
He's still there.
I don't think my character would have tried to rip his chest open. I mean, if I'd seen it coming out of his throat, I probably would have tried to grab it and pull it out of his throat to try and get rid of it and smash it. But I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't cut him open.
Early iterations. If one of you guys were to be infected, there was one of the options which was like it would have. So I was trying to imagine what this child would do. Which, by the way, was heavily influenced by Alien. I don't know if anybody realised with like the chest burster and everything.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, I felt like
it was going to burst out.
I thought he was going to burst out his chest on his own for a bit, but then he said it was coming up his throat. So
in my AI Night Cafe account, I was trying to make a combination of Alien and a pie, Didn't work out. Last lesson. Yeah.
A Pylian.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a
It
Pylian!
just didn't work out.
Okay, so do you guys have any questions? Because I don't want to just keep rambling on
No,
without
that's
any
fair.
real
No, I
rhyme
think
or
that's
reason.
good. And what I'm going to do is, obviously, because of the people watching, we're going to let those guys go. And we can just chat as normal. So, those...
Oh, I'm in trouble.
For those that are watching, I appreciate you all.
Goodbye, Nivara.
I do hope you enjoyed this and will join for the second mini campaign to follow on from this, which is Port Out, Starboard Home. So
Wow.
thank you, everybody. Goodbye, farewell, Wiedersehen, ta-ra, and I will see you tomorrow for Dead by Daylight. Goodbye.
Hey.